Hey, are you missing that morning coffee with colleagues at the office or that in-person meeting so you can figure out what the boss is actually thinking? You'd imagine most people would be ready to get back to work and a more typical work environment. Turns out, a lot of people don't want to, ever. Clinical psychologist Dr. Jeffrey Gardier says there are many reasons for it, and as he's done every night, he joins me now. Good to see you, Jeff.
Good evening, Bill. Great to see you as always.
Honestly, this doesn't surprise me. Going into this, how many people would say, oh, I hate my job. I don't want to go to work today. And they call out healthy.
As much as people have complained about having to be at home, I think there are people who have really gotten used to it. Part of it is because they were never really happy at the workplace to begin with. They were lucky enough to have professional and management positions. So therefore, when they started working at home, this was the opportunity to get away from some of those bosses that you talked about earlier, who they have to report to all the time, or talking, about what's going on in the office and gossiping. Some of them just don't like those nosy coworkers. So here's an opportunity for them to do their own thing at home without those distractions.
Is there an economic, and if there is an economic, does it almost fall a little bit along racial lines where you've got a middle to upper class who have the office environment, but you've got a working class that largely in the minority community can't get to work, the restaurants are closed. They're probably undoubtedly feeling something very different.
They're really feeling something different, and that is such a great point, because a lot of those people, some of them who are even essential workers for a while, they don't have the option of staying home and working, and therefore those people are what they're called furloughed, which really means that they're not going to get their jobs back. So as much as people may not want to go back to work, at least they have the option at this point of not necessarily having to work at the workplace and can do it at home, which is why perhaps they really would rather be at home, because it is a luxury.
What do you tell the person that is going back to work in that office setting?
I would say to them, they're lucky that they still have their jobs, and it's important that they show up at the workplace so that they can make an opportunity for other people who really need those jobs too.
Yeah. Overcome adversity, adapt, overcome, and smile. Thank you, Doc.